Salut pour tous, eu sou ele, bienvenue dans le programme Planète Équitable avec Ed Zanetti. We finished our talks about biodiversity credits, so now we know exactly how to issue a biodiversity credit, and now we are going to be discussing the issue of a biodiversity bank. Biodiversity banking is a legal, regulatory, financial structure which allows for the threatened, rare, and endemic species to thrive. We know already that in 99.99% of the cases when we are addressing a tropical forestry, the way to preserve the species is to increase their productivity. But we also know that for the 0.01% of the endemic, rare, or threatened species, we can generate biodiversity credits and put them into a biodiversity bank. So the biodiversity bank is where we deposit all the threatened, rare, endemic species in order to assure their preservation. And if we take, for example, the Brazilian Amazon, one of the highest biodiversity spots in the planet, with less than 1% of the territory, we can accommodate all threatened, rare, and endemic species from the Amazon region, which gave us more than 99% of the territory which must be used to increase productivity. If we take water into consideration, and when we talk about preserving quality of water in a territory, we are not necessarily talking about keeping vegetation. Infrastructure is much better, but with another 6.5 to 7% of the Amazon territory, we can assure quality and quantity of water. So with something below 10% of the Amazon territory, we can assure the preservation of all biodiversity and the quality and quantity of water, which means that we have more than 90% of the territory which must be developed by increasing the productivity of common species. And the biodiversity banks in the Amazon region, they can generate a flow of something like $10 billion per year of revenue for private landholders, which will be investing on generating those biodiversity credits and creating those biodiversity banks. And the biodiversity banks are the key strategy in order to sustainable develop our territories, and this is what we will be discussing tomorrow. Let God's peace and the love that builds be our weapons on our daily struggle for justice. Ed Zanetti for toutes les amis africains.